From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of early mornings LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check. In this recording, we go over that monthly fourth stimulus check, how much you're going to get, when you're going to get it, and why the incredible news this week signals we could potentially see a vote on the two-step, 2-month process faster than we initially anticipated. The incredible great news breaking this morning on Early Mornings LA. In the second half of this recording, we go over the fifth stimulus and why that lifting of the benefits across the board will change your life, especially if the inflation goes over 4%. You could see incredible lifts of your benefits lifetime. I have all the incredible details. And then we go over big money land your bank account today, next week, and across the land. It's a big morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and the bacon is missing. But, we can only do so well. It's a big morning. I'm here, you're here, and this is Early Mornings LA. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful morning this morning. You made it to the weekend, practically Friday, unless you consider Friday a weekend. How are you? How's the weather where you are? It is crisp and cool here in Los Angeles. We've had a wonderful week of weather. Where are you tuning in from, and how's the weather? Drop in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Whether you're watching this taped or live, how are you? This is LA. Big exciting news about your fourth stimulus check, that monthly stimulus check to start your early morning. In this recording, we go over how much, when, and why the twists and turns are getting really very exciting. Then we go over fifth stimulus, the second half of this recording that will lift your benefits if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits, and more. Really exciting, great news. And then we go to the big money available for you. And you've been doing such an incredible, great job getting this money, getting these benefits, and getting this money that's yours. Some automatic, some you got to apply for. We'll go over all the details of this recording. This is Early Mornings LA, and this is LA. The only 24-hour day, 7 days a week, financial news channel. From Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home, everything is covered across the board. And I want you part of this family. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next up, 1 million. Share these videos. Get on Facebook. Share them on Instagram, Twitter, across the land. Also like this video and consider becoming a member. Get access to the PDFs, which I'm going over in this recording. Oh boy, they're great. And let's get to the breaking news right now. Fourth stimulus is the biggest single payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. And the fourth stimulus got a surprising twist of events that'll continue to unfold next week from the House. Let's go over the details. The House proposal for monthly stimulus checks was written, co-authored by Jalapal. And remember that name because I'm going to be coming back to it later in just a second. The monthly stimulus checks differ from the House versus Senate. If you're in the live chat just after 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, jump in the live chat and vote Senate versus House. And if you're watching this tape, vote Senate versus House. But not just yet. Let's go over the details and the breaking news. So the House proposal from Jalapal bill from Jalapal was pandemic plus 1 year of stimulus checks. So let's say there's 4 more months of the pandemic, you would get 4 months of stimulus checks plus 1 year. The Senate proposal is from July to December. But before you vote for House, let's look at the monthly amount. House members provide $8,000 in their bill after the first month of $2,000. The Jalapal bill is contrasted by the Senate proposal where the amount is unknown, but word on the street it will be this. Wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $4,900 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Now, here is why the pandemic plus 1 year language of Jalapal's House bill gets an interesting twist. There is some indication, a lot of indication, and a lot of belief among viewers of this channel that the pandemic for legislative purposes, not for medicine, but legislative purposes, may be done by the month of July when they vote on the bill. If that's the case, under the Jalapal House bill, you would only get stimulus checks for the 1 year, not pandemic plus 1 year if the pandemic's over by the time they vote. That means House proposal, 12 months of stimulus checks, $13,000 versus the Senate proposal, 6 months, approximately $1,200. Yes, now vote. Suddenly you see that the Senate proposal looks better than the House proposal. I'll have more about those details coming up later, but let's go over the big great news about how forced stimulus works. Remember, I'm a reporter. I just report the news. I don't make the representation. The legislators do. They vote, they write the bill. I'm not elected to office, at least not yet. So let's go over the details. Monthly stimulus checks starting the month of July. They represent the vote will happen in July. That means that the first check would land in July for July, then August in August for August. This is a monthly stimulus check, so it would not come in waves because there's no time to do waves. It has to come month after month thereafter. And then, would it count as income? No. Would it be taxable? No. Would there be a different amount for single individuals, adult dependents? No. Everyone would get the same stimulus check. Great news across the board. Do we know anything about taking out for child support? We do not yet. And how they do it? They're doing it currently in a two-step, 2-month process, currently underway, currently being worked on. This is the fourth stimulus check. And who gets it? Love that one out. Who gets it? You get it. If you got the third stimulus check, you get it. So if you make less than $75,000, you get it as a single individual. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get it. Just double the check. For household 4 or less, you get it. Just quadruple the check. And yes, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. There you go. That's the fourth stimulus check updated 2021, but I got more details and more about Jolliball later in this recording. But now let's jump to a preview of what's happening in the second half of this recording. Fifth stimulus is that SSI and SSDI reform. There's a lot in fifth stimulus. And if you remember this channel, you have the PDF of all the incredible details in fifth stimulus. The president wrongly calls it the America Family Act, but there's stuff in there for single individuals, hazard pay. It's money in there for seniors, for lower medical costs. There's a lot of money in there for single individuals and for non-parents. But the details I want to go over in this recording in fifth stimulus is that SSI and SSDI reform. The legislators represent that they're going to add in there that reform, and it's for you, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and more. They'll raise your benefits up one time and then add a new benchmark, and that benchmark is inflation. Well, we'll be tracking in this recording how inflation may come in much, much higher and raise your benefits lifetime. Incredible great news. I'll have all those details coming up in the second half of this recording. But now let's cut to the big money available for you starting right today. When third stimulus was passed in the spring, there was a lot of money in the third stimulus package available for you. And as soon as it passed, I said, yeah, I can get a $1,400 stimulus check, but don't forget the other money available for you. And that other money includes $350 billion for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance starting now. It's landing this week and it's landing next week, so go get it. When third stimulus passed, I said there's going to be this money, $5,000 to $20,000 for you, and you need to get it because it's a purple hawk moment. You got to pounce as a hawk, and get the money before anyone else because there'll be a stimulus stampede as people rush in to try to get the money before you. You got to get the money first, and let's go over the money right now because it's landing. Rent is a lot of money. It's $5,000, about 46 months of rent. You can get it at your city hall, city house authority, county hall, county house authority, state hall, state house authority. Yes, there's 6 different locations with 6 different possible eligibility criterion. So one may give you a yes and one may give you a no. You need to reach out to all of them until you get a yes. They have different allocations of funds and different eligibility, so reach out to them. I have a lot of money in this video for you, so stay with the very end because, boy, it's just getting started. That's about $5,000 for rent, 46 months of rent, money for utilities, more money for homeowners assistance as well, so go get it. Then money for SNAP. One viewer in Afternoons LA yesterday said, is everyone increased 15%? Yes, you are. So SNAP is absolutely incredible. What is SNAP? It's been the real success story of this channel. SNAP is money for food. It's administered by the Department of Agriculture, DOA. How do you get it? Reach out to 211 and ask to connect to Department of Agriculture. If you got a third stimulus check, you're likely eligible for this money for SNAP. How much money is it? It's a fortune. A family of 4 in Hawaii is getting upwards of $16,000 a year. It is absolutely incredible. Why is it so much? Because of 2 executive orders. And yes, these executive orders are for everyone across the country, no matter where you're located. The executive orders are 1 year from January to December, raising your benefits up 15% because of a Biden and Trump double executive order. So that family of 4 in Hawaii, $16,000 for SNAP. Incredible, great news. And then we got $5,000 for rent. Wow, we're doing really well. We're only about 11 minutes into this video. But guess what? I got a tough love reality moment for you right now. I want you to get this money for rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance because it ain't coming back. When third stimulus was passed, I told you there's all this big money available for you, and I want you to get it, and I don't want you not to get money for you. I said I don't want you tracking stimulus check to stimulus check. I had one viewer on Facebook said, when am I getting my fourth? I just got finished with my third. I need another stimulus check. I understand that mentality, but I also want you to understand that there's a lot of this other money available for you to get right now, and that money is not coming back. Reality check number 2. Fourth stimulus will not have another round of rental assistance stimulus. So rent, mortgage help, and also eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance are going away. They're not coming back under fourth stimulus. Their notion was to provide you this money now so that they could lift the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance. So go get it. All right, let's go to the incredible great news of 2 sums of money coming from 2 different locations and landing with you. You don't have to do anything. A wonderful donut moment. Number 1 is money coming back from your states, and it's about $5,000 for some of you, as one viewer indicated to me in private message. It's incredible great news. So what is this money? I'll go over what it is, then I'll go over how you're going to get it, and then I'll go over when you're going to get it. First, how much money is it? It is the money that you got in excess of your unemployment benefits when there was a computer glitch. This is what's going on. The federal government has stepped in and told states to repay back to you money which you returned to the states due to computer glitch. This was the scenario. States overpaid millions of Americans extra unemployment benefits due to computer malfeasance and then told those residents to return it back to the state unemployment departments. That was an error, says the Department of Labor. And now they have been ordering the states to return the money back to you. So the next question is how? Where are you going to get the money? It's going to land in the bank account you have on file with your state. And then finally, when? It depends on a state-by-state basis. The money's already starting to land, so reach out to your respective state to learn the date across the land. And now let's go to the second set of money, which is absolutely incredible, great news, and that money is coming from the federal government and where we are. Wow. So let's go over how much, then how are you going to get it, and when you're going to get it. First, how much? It is the amount that you paid on taxes for your unemployment benefits in 2020 to IRS. So first, how are you going to get this money? You are going to, and let me give you an example. You paid taxes, you filed a tax return with the IRS for your unemployment benefits of $9,000, of which your total tax bill was $5,000. Of that total tax bill, $4,000 was taxes on the $9,000 of unemployment. You're getting back $4,000. The federal government, IRS, Treasury, is returning the money you paid to them for taxes to IRS for taxes on your unemployment benefits. All right, let's go over how are you going to get the money? In the mailbox. It's already coming. It's already landed for some viewers as well. They've already got, one viewer got $2,000. It's landed in the mailbox in a beige or white envelope with a base check in there from Department of Treasury, IRS, written to you, tax refund. The only rare situation is it would go by direct deposit if that's listed on your 2020 return. Finally, when? Who's getting the money and when are they getting it? Phase 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 phases IRS has now identified. Phase 1 are single filers with no dependents, simple returns, no other tax refunds. Phase 2 are single filers with complicated returns. And phase 3 are joint filers, husbands and wife. Phase 1 has already been paid through much of this week and will finish out this week. Phase 2 will be paid out next week and starting today. And then phase 3 is the last week of this month. All 3 phases are paid in the month of May. Incredible great news across the board. Those are the 2 big sums of money that are coming to you from the state and the federal government. But now let's turn back to Jalapal. Yes, that name. Jalapal is the co-author of the House bill that has been introduced to the House that provides monthly stimulus checks, $2,000 a month $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for pandemic plus 1 year. When introducing that House bill, Jalapal got 100 plus House members to co-sign a letter saying they're going to put it in the forced stimulus. Then we had dozens of senators write a similar letter saying the exact same thing. So what is Jalapal doing now? Jalapal has now written a letter to Leader Schumer and Nancy Pelosi saying, get the vote done. Incredible, great news. This week featured Jalapal basically writing a letter that says one message. Call the vote. What are we doing? Wait around? Stop waiting around. Call the vote. Referring to the two-step, 2-month process, saying we've already written much of the entire language of the bills. Let's just call the vote. Stop waiting for the Republicans. And guess what? The letter is co-signed by dozens after dozens of the same House members who are among the 100 that signed that letter asking for those monthly stimulus checks. Incredible, great news. So if that news was not any better, then we have legislators from the Democrats in both the House and the Senate stepping forward and saying, what's the wait? Call the vote. We're done with the reconciliation. We wrote this ages ago. Just call the vote. Let's go over this incredible, great news across the board. It starts with Christian Gillibrand, Democrat out of New York, when asked whether we should wait any longer for the Republicans. Absolutely not, Gillibrand says, because we might lose our coalition for human infrastructure. And then she says, I do not think the White House should relegate recovery to the judgment of Mitch McConnell, because McConnell will not function in good faith. So I just think it's a terrible political misstep. Then Representative Ruben Gallego, Democrat out of Arizona, said, Republicans are not being even players and Democrats should move on without them, meaning let's do the recon. Then came another comment, and that comment came from Mark Pocan, who is a Democrat out of Wisconsin, said, at what point do Republicans seriously come to the table? If Republicans don't come to the table, it doesn't mean Democrats don't serve the meal. The meal is the forced stimulus package, of course. And then finally, Senator Majority Whip Dick Durbin, Democrat out of Illinois, says, Democrats should have a timely negotiation with Republicans, but Democrats should get the reconciliation done. And as if that was not clear, then of course, the always very clear and very to the point, Representative Ro Khanna, who never minces words, Democrat out of California, says, I think it's time Democrats move forward with our bill. Wow, wow, wow. So let me explain to you why this is so huge. It's very important to understand what's going on. First, legislators do not have press conferences every 10 seconds. They don't tell you, I've written 200 pages of a 500-page bill and stand before a podium every 10 seconds. So they have been working on the reconciliation bills. They are near finished, and they are anxious to call for a vote. Second, they're looking at what's going on with the Republicans and the president. And when the president first talked about forced stimulus months ago, the Republicans said, okay, we'll do $500 billion. The president said, I'm not doing $500 billion. So then he said, come back with a counteroffer. They said, okay, here's another counteroffer, $500 billion. He said, that's a number used before, and we're not doing that. And so every single time they keep on coming back for $500 billion. He says, I'm not doing it. So what is the president doing? The president has told his staffers, his insiders, and his legislators that for purposes of optics, which is the outside media, he will continue to have lunch meetings, literally lunch meetings, with Republicans up till Memorial Day to hear them say $500 billion every single time and him say no every single lunch and say, hi, I'll see you tomorrow at lunch. Okay, same time? Yeah, same time. Same place. Same bat station, same bat channel. And we will see you again tomorrow. And he'll continue to do that. That's his plan all the way up to Memorial Day. And then he's going to stop, and then he's going to turn to those legislators, his Democrats, say, okay, call the vote. Call the vote. So the incredible great news is that the vote is heating up and literally out the door. Meantime, what's very important for you to understand, I think I detailed it a few days ago, but I haven't said it in the last 2 days, is that the month of July has a lot of stuff going on. And so I don't want you to get confused with the fourth stimulus check package with other legislation also happening in the month of July. First, there is going to be a federal budget bill that is also month of July. It's not this one. That is not the fourth stimulus package. Second, the children's check from the third stimulus package goes out in the month of July. That's not this. That's third stimulus. And I know that there's always a person who jumps in the comments that gets very confused where third stimulus is overlapping with fourth stimulus. So, to be very frank with you, I think there's going to be other standalone bills in July. And so do not see other standalone bills in July and get confused. Finally, someone actually jumped in the comments yesterday, I think it was on Afternoons LALATE, and said, Jalapal has this other bill. Jalapal has a lot of bills. So don't get confused because you see a lot of different bills. There's more than one bill circulating at a particular time. Yesterday, the House approved a $1.9 billion bill for funding of the police, Capitol Police. That does not have stimulus checks in it. That's about police. So guess what? Police, the community page, get over there because those volunteers are viewers just like you. They can help you with rent, eviction, they can help you with rent, utilities, internet, and SNAP. They cannot help you with unemployment or tax questions, but they're available on the community page. Where do you find the community page? It's in the description to this video. Open the description. You'll see an emoji of a house. That link will send you to news.lalate.com/community. On the community page, you can reach out to the volunteers. You'll see a picture of some cats on the community page. The volunteers are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. They can answer your questions. And I will be back in 60 seconds. Here is a little bit about the community page. Coming up after the commercial break is big updates about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. Stay with LA for more. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on early mornings LALATE with big exciting news about your fourth stimulus check and fifth stimulus package. In this recording, we're going to go over more about what's happening with the fourth stimulus check, the fifth stimulus package, and the breaking news from Wall Street yesterday about Robinhood, the Federal Reserve, and Janet Yellen. There's a lot of surprising details that impact your fourth stimulus. I have all those details coming up, but how are you? It's early mornings LALATE. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and the bacon's missing. And what about Mr. Corn? Remember Mr. Corn from last year? Where is he? He's not behind me anymore. So hope you're having a beautiful morning. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, your only 24-hour day, 7 days a week, financial news channel. Live shows in the morning, shape shows in the evening. Going live right at this time is also our 9-hour overnight live show about crypto. So after the show, jump into that live chat. It's fun. A lot of people just interacting, saying, hi, how are you? Learning a little bit about crypto. Very, very easy breezy. So join that live show going on right now. Jump into it when you're finished watching this show. Also like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Get links to the PDFs like the incredible letter from Jalapal. All right, let's turn to fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus, viewers are really getting good at understanding how fifth stimulus works and understanding the nuances of how fifth stimulus gets changed. So fifth stimulus has a lot of items in the proposal. And while the president calls it the American Family Plan, it has stuff for single people in there, stuff for hazard pay, stuff for seniors. It's not just for families. One of the things I can't do in a 30-minute recording is go over everything that's in fifth stimulus. But one of the things that I have been going over is that add-on. that add-on, instead of 4 stimulus checks, it's 5th stimulus, SSI and SSDI. Let's go over those details. First, they're going to raise your benefits, and then remove the asset limit, then add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and then remove the marriage penalty. Remember, they are the legislators. They're making the representation, not me. So let's go over the details of how this works and why we are really going to be tracking one of the key numbers of SSI and SSDI over the next few months. First, let's go over how this works. They're going to raise your benefits up one time to a big new number, and that's going to be your big new number going forward. Who's you? If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, and if you're on multiple benefits, they'll all be raised as well. Then they're going to tie your benefits to a new benchmark, and that benchmark is inflation. What's a benchmark? So every December you get a letter saying next year your benefits will go up this amount of money. It's based upon that benchmark. Well, the new benchmark is inflation. Everyone knows what inflation is. But the problem is no one can figure out what that inflation rate will be right before they write that letter in December. Now, the Federal Reserve and Janet Yellen, the President of the United States, want us to all believe that the inflation rate may be 2.5%, 2%. Wall Street doesn't believe that. Wall Street thinks it's going to be 3% or higher. A week ago today, Jeremy Siegel, professor at the Wharton School of Business, said it ain't 2 or 3%. It's going to be 20%. 2 days ago, we had the head of the Georgia division of the Federal Reserve come out and say the growth in December will be 10% compared to 4% right now. So that ain't going to be 2% either. And then yesterday, one leading economist appeared on broadcast news and said, and this is a person who worked in the Jimmy Carter administration, said that this is sort of similar to Jimmy Carter, that in Jimmy Carter's administration, you could certainly have up to 6% inflation and not have a problem. When you go over that, then you have other problems with the economy. Well, guess what? Those collectively are starting to sound a lot like potentially 5 to 6% inflation. Let's use that as an example on why that's incredible great news for you. First, they're going to raise your benefits up across the board. If inflation is 6%, let's use that as a benchmark. Then in December, you get a letter saying, hi, your benefits are going to go up an additional 6%. Then that would be lifetime because benefits never step down. They only step up or stay flat. If the year after this and 2 years from now, it's 0, you are not going to step down. You stay the same. Incredible news across the board. One viewer said to me yesterday in the live chat on Afternoons LA, so what happened to the 20%? Nothing happened to the 20%. That's what Jeremy Siegel thinks that the inflation rate could be in December. But we have a lot of people trying to get a gauge of where this inflation could be, and the economy is far from on the direct path to a particular inflationary rate. So what we're going to detail on this channel for the next few months is following where this inflation rate will be, because that's clearly where your benefits are going to be tied to, because that's what they're representing. What else are they going to give you? They're going to remove the asset cap. That's incredible great news. And I had one person at Afternoons LA yesterday say, that is a big winner to get that removed. So for some of you, you cannot keep more than $3,000 on hand. Great news to get rid of it before you get stimulus checks. Then the income exclusion, dating back to a 1960s law, it's incredibly how old it is going to be removed. So if you want to go work, you can work $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month and stay on benefits. And finally, the big winner, the absolute astronomical winner of SSI and SSDI reform is removing the marriage penalty. Either you have been married and have suffered from a marriage penalty, or you have not gotten married because of the looming marriage penalty, which would deny you and end your benefits. Now love will win. You'll be able to marry your lifetime love partner and not worry about losing benefits. That's fifth stimulus. When does it heat up? 2-bill, 2-step process in September out the door, likely to impact your benefits around October, November. And of course, that step up would impact it in January next year. Incredible great news. So now let's turn back to what happened yesterday that impacts fourth stimulus and what impacts a lot of these discussions about the fourth stimulus check. Yesterday, the new jobless numbers was released. It's every Thursday. We went into the pandemic before it started in 2020 at 250,000 new jobless claims a week. When the pandemic hit, we jumped to 1 million new jobless claims a week every Thursday morning, week after week for 25 5+ weeks approximately. Then we went to 800, then 600. Yesterday, we came in at our lowest number since the pandemic. Great news. So 400,000 new jobless claims, but the number of continuing jobless claims went up, which signals that we still have a strain on this economy. Then we also saw commodity prices coming down, which is lumber and copper, which are costs that go into building a house. Those are finally starting to come down. Not a lot, but coming down. That's good improvement. But the housing starts number 2 days earlier, worst number in 15 years, year to date, because builders cannot build houses with this type of lumber price. And then we also saw the surprising detail yesterday where the Treasury, IRS, Yellen, reached out to the president and said, we're going to ask for additional sums to police people who are not reporting cryptocurrency income. They think it could be hundreds of billions of dollars that could pay for your stimulus checks and pay for stimulus that is not being paid in federal taxes for earnings on cryptocurrency trades. Wow. And finally, the Federal Reserve came in yesterday and said it is considering releasing a paper next month, which will discuss the Fed's own entrance into cryptocurrency with a Fed crypto coin. Very exciting news. And finally, Robinhood made major news yesterday, announcing that it will offer IPOs at IPO prices on its app, meaning you will not have to wait till a stock goes public on its first day and miss it and have it go $20 higher and more expensive. You'll be able to buy it at its IPO price. What's important to understand is that the fourth stimulus is getting incredible push because it is a fourth stimulus check to pay off unpaid bills. When we look at Jalapal and all this language, what's important to understand is that the four stimulus checks are to pay off unpaid bills. The pandemic's now ending. You're back to work, some of you, and yet you still have bills. That has nothing to do with unemployment. It has everything to do with a stimulus check. The concept of a stimulus check is to get you caught up on bills, and both Republicans and Democrats agree. So the great news is that while unemployment stimulus may be going away, it may not be coming back on the fourth stimulus, and rent and mortgage assistance will be going away at the end of third stimulus and not coming back on the fourth stimulus. Everyone wants these stimulus checks because they understand that people are not caught up in their bills. And today we'll have big news across the board, starting with Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You've been tuning in, and thank you for making that show a hit once again. Bring it in. Come on in. I want to see you on Mornings LALATE. And then I'm back with you at noontime. Meantime, don't miss Crypto Live overnight, still currently streaming right now. Jump into that live chat. And then Crypto Mornings, which falls every morning after Mornings LALATE. Go to the Fresh Channel, subscribe. Also, like this video. Consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, always stay positive, always stay motivated, and stay with LALATE for more.